Hi, it's Sean McCann, Stan James. Welcome you to a preview of England's winter tour to South Africa, which begins with the first of two 2020 internationals on Friday. 15-8 on the hosts, 6-4 England. We've got markets on a number of things, as you can imagine. Who's going to hit the most sixes? 10-11 South Africa, 11-8 England, 5-1 Thai, for example. We then go on after the T20 games. We've got 5 one-day internationals, and I think this is a fascinating market. I think 3-1 on South Africa, 9-4 England maybe is a shade unfair on England. Remember, it's not that long ago when we comprehensively beat South Africa in the Champions Trophy. Remember, we got 330 plus. Okay, South Africa got quite close, I think 311 now, to a wonderful innings by skipper Graham Smith. So often the scourge of England before he got cramp as well, that there was many who thought that South Africa really were favourites for that. I'm not convinced. I always thought England, as soon as they got Smith out, would deliver. But I think it just shows the main up. I think maybe we've underestimated this England side. Okay, we again beat 6-0 by Australia, but then we came back, we won the final game in that ODI series. We then went and beat Sri Lanka. We've beaten South Africa. Okay, we were beaten in the semi-final, the Champions Trophy, by Australia. But Australia went on, of course, to win that. And I think it's interesting. Now, we've got some smashing markets as well on the 5 one-day internationals. Who will be the top South African-born run scorer? Of course, we've got Kevin Pietersen. Kevin Pietersen scored 300s in the 5 one-day internationals when he was last in his native homeland playing cricket for England in 2005. We've got Jonathan Trotter, 9-1 shot. We've also who will score most runs, English-born player. And of course, Andrew Strauss isn't eligible. We've got Alistair Cook, 9-2, 11-5 rather. Joe Denley, 11-5. And again, we've got some fascinating markets we've come up with for this 5-match series. An interesting one for me is who will score the most sixes. We've got Jacques Kallis at 6-1. Remember, Kallis is opening the batting. No Herschel Gibbs. He's been left out of the first 3 ODIs and the 2 2020 games. I think Kallis up the order is interesting. He's a compulsive hooker of the ball, and also if he gets in and maybe plays against Graham Swan, he does hit the ball out the park. He got a couple of sixes yesterday against Zimbabwe. JP Duminy, I think he maybe scored a lot of runs in the series as well. It looks as if the South Africans are going to go with Smith 1, Kallis 2, probably AB de Villiers 3 and Duminy 4. So this is a slight promotion for Duminy. He got his maiden 100 okay against Zimbabwe yesterday, but he again hit 2 sixes. But the two for me that if I have had a quick look at the market would be Jacques Kallis at 6-1 and also Albie Morkel at 8-1. Now Morkel's not going to bowl, he's just going to concentrate on his batting at 6, and he really is a massive hitter of a ball. Again, somebody maybe we haven't had, although interesting, of course, Paul Collingwood, although we were beaten comprehensively by South Africa yesterday, hit his first couple of balls for 4 and 6. I think that fascinating market. I think 9-4 may be a bit big for England, and if I think that is big, I really do think the 9-2 about England for the best of 4 test series is a bit bigger. I mean, for what it's worth, I think it'll end 1-1. I think that 7-2 with Stan James, it would be the price. But when you think, if you just look at collateral form, England beat Australia last time out in the Ashes. South Africa were beaten by Australia last time in South Africa. Okay, they won in Australia before that in last winter, but I don't think there's a great deal between the two teams. I don't think there's either side are a great bowling attack at this moment in time. Kallis, for example, is they really do want Kallis as an all-round. I think McCann, maybe slightly his powers on the wane, but let's get it right, he's got 380 plus test wickets. I think maybe too much for South Africa, emphasis on the great Dale Steyn, but he is a bit injury prone, and this is a big and quite a compact series of one-day internationals and test cricket. It can't have Paul Harris. I think he's just a steady bowler. He'd probably be, to me, a good county cricketer, but no more. I think Graham Swan is a superior spin bowler to him. As a result of that, I do think the 9-2 for England and 7-2 for the tied series, for the drawn series, in that best of 4 series, really could be the way forward. Again, we've got a plethora of markets on the test series, on the one-day internationals, on the T20 games. It's going to be a wonderful winter of cricket. I think maybe the bookmakers have underestimated England. Maybe they're not as bad as we would have. South Africa, they say they're number 1 test playing nation in the world. They've got a reputation of chokers. You never know. Strauss and the boys might find them out. Be lucky.